Hi, Irene here. So happy to be here today. I hear the birds in my background, these beautiful pine trees, beautiful blue sky, the greenery around you, which is very, very healing. A few little clouds, but clouds are always part of our life. We have those experiences that come in that make our life maybe a little bit cloudy. And that leads me into what I'm going to be talking about today. And that's basically love and the rejection of love. I see so many people suffering. You know, they're loving someone, what I like to call sometimes there's an egotistical love, which really is a superficial love. You just want to love somebody, get them in the fireworks and all that good stuff. But then there's also divine love that comes through awareness. It doesn't come through the head, but it comes out of the heart. Divine love. Very intense. There's a lot of people meeting their twin flames, which is actually somebody that's very close. The two come together in divine love and the service for mankind. I see a lot of that happening now too. And that's really for the shift into the love of the consciousness that is being born. Because if two people really get together and they're coming from the space of divine love, they're going to create beautiful things for humanity. They're going to want peace, compassion, kindness, and just coming from the space of a healthy, loving, divine relationship with themselves, individually, and with both of them together, and everybody collectively. It's just complete bliss. Just like when we shed these bodies, the other side is pure love and bliss. Even though you take all these emotions, consciousness knows negative emotions, but it chooses to stay in that love and bliss. Just like we have to mirror that here. We could feel the unrest, the sadness, the grief, the anguish, but we could choose that in this moment right now, if you focus on the moment in front of you, all suffering ends. The suffering comes from the stories that the false self is telling you in your mind. You could ignore those. We have a choice to ignore those, be in the moment, and relishing that moment and awareness and love. So when you're expressing that divine love from your heart and fullness to someone else, being very vulnerable, expressing, giving it in actions by doing for that person, by speaking and expressing that unconditional love without any expectation back from that person, and they reject that. They can't see it. They're on their journey and they reject that. When they reject that divine love, in your own heart is pure anguish. Because what you're expressing is the divine love that comes through you, through awareness, to that other person. So in reality what happens is you experience the deepest anguish that you could possibly experience. And I see many people tormented, just at the verge of having nervous breakdowns because some loved one walked away from them or someone died. Of course, in a death, you really can't have that return of love coming back in. But I'm really focusing more on the relationships that are happening right now, where one person is awake and the other person don't see it, and then that anguish comes in. So if you continue to express and put into action by giving and doing and continue to put that unconditional divine love into action, and that person is still not accepting, Now what has happened at that point is that the false self, the ego, has actually come through the back door, trying to manipulate, trying to control, trying to intrude into that other person's life in order to get that love back. So the divine love at that point has ceased, and the ego's false self-love has come into play. So what do you do in a situation like this? You could visualize, and if you can't visualize, you could feel it, because some people can't visualize. A little trash can or a little container, whatever you want to call it, maybe a little container will be good, on the right side of your heart. Because you got to express your unconditional love always. You can't put that under a rug. But the action of doing, and trying to control, and trying to manipulate, and trying to get that person to love you back, you put those actions away. You take one step back. And you let divinity flow through this moment and manifest what needs to be manifested. You go back to that divine love. Because if you continue to do those actions, then that saying, you cast pearls to swine, come into play. Because it's not that the other person is the swine. What is happening is you're throwing that divine love, and the false self is coming in. Now it does belong to the false self, which is not going to have a happy ending. The other person is going to get upset, or they leave, I like to say they leave streaks on the floor. You don't chase after anyone. You come from this beautiful love, you express it, and if that other person is not open and receptive or ready yet, and that soul still has to go through more experiences, or it may never even happen in this lifetime, then you need to do your part. Continue to love without any expectation, without wanting something back, but take that step back and just be. Be a friend. Expect nothing. Be there for that person, but don't control and don't manipulate. Don't intrude, because then we're intruding on someone else. So come from the space of love. Divine love likes to experience divine love. That consciousness that we are is divine love. And it experiences through us. And it loves to feel that divine love being expressed. It gets unrested when we're manipulated, trying to control. I personally don't even control my own life. I let it flow through me. I meditate. Like I'm always telling all of you, meditation is the key. And this came channeled in through meditation for all of you. And I get that beautiful guidance to help suffering end. This is what this time is about. That the suffering comes to an end through awareness and being in the present moment. That's when it stops. The minute you're thinking about the past, oh, that person hurt me. How could that person have done this to me? Or, oh my gosh, maybe in the future I might be able to get together with that person, or maybe that person is going to be gone out of my life. And you're bringing all those thoughts, thinking, those stories in your head. You suffer. But in this moment, connected to your heart, in fact, you could place your hand over your heart and just send it some love for healing. And feel the energies that you are inside yourself. And that's the life force. That's the Creator working through you. And feel that. And that gives you the rest. That gives you the peacefulness. That gives you the joy. It gives you the happiness. It gives you the faith to know that in this moment, connected to that beautiful light, everything is as it should be. Everything is beautiful, even if you don't deem it so. But it is. It's an experience. We're here not just for knowledge, but to be able to experience. And that experience that we're going through, the divine light, is understanding it, it's feeling it. And if you meditate and you're in awareness, then you have the guidance to flow the right way. And that is to flow and love and enjoy, because that's our natural state. So with all that said and done, you know that I love you all. I send you that love from my heart all out to you. Behold it in your hands. Be in that space of love. Kisses and hug yourself. Love yourself so that you have enough love to give the world. But in loving yourself, feel that love together with the divine so that you could express that through every person, place, thing, and events that you go through. So hug yourself, love everyone that you meet, see that inner light in everybody that you need, judge not, and have a beautiful day. Remember, we share that love and light, so be it, and so it is.